I live in Westbury. I've been in Westbury almost 40 years. Um, I grew up in Queens. I'm married. I have 2 adult children. They're both gone out of the house. Um, I'm retired. So is my husband. Been married to the same person for 42 years. And when my husband and I got married, we moved to Elmont. So, that was very diverse, Elmont. And then, the same with Westbury. It was, not so much back then, 40 years ago, but, it got more diverse as the years went on. I had read the series in the newspaper before I went to the focus group. And I was really shocked that such blatant law breaking takes place and no one has to be accountable for that. Like, but that's the housing discrimination is there's only one set of laws that get broken that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Apparently this takes place, all throughout. But it was shocking to me that something like that was going on. They're steering you.
Mm-hmm.
That would be just like somebody that sells you heroin, and it's a bad batch of heroin, and you overdose and die. Is that person who sold you the heroin responsible, or like they didn't really, inject it into you? So that's the same to me like steering. You're steering somebody in the wrong direction and causing discrimination to take place. Honestly, you can make all the laws you want. You can make a law for everything. But if you can't get people to change the way they think, it's just going to be resented. And I do see like a difference in my generation compared to the generation coming up now. I mean, I feel, I know not everybody feels this way, I feel that we are moving in the right direction. I really do. Because even some of the people like my age that, live in the neighborhood or, that I knew from growing up, like even their attitudes are a little kind of funny to me. Even like black people with other black people and white people with black people, like, they still feel that, like some white people still feel that black people are inferior, that they're not as smart, and that that they're a lower class. It's just, and you try to like avoid people like that, and hopefully if they're shunned, they won't feel like that, or they'll be, stay in their own little group and they won't affect the rest. I mean, because you can't change, some people you just can't change their minds. And even the generation coming up now, even though I feel that they have a better outlook on this, that there's still a lot among them who, have this bad attitude. And I think that's really the key. I think it's going to be an evolutionary process. I mean, I know like when I was growing up, honestly, my parents would never put up with any of that stuff. I do think, though, that even though I see this generation and the people I'm surrounded by getting a little better, things are a little better, you read the news and then you wonder, are we going a little backwards in some ways and in some parts of the country? I don't know. Like I said, I just live in my own little bubble, and I like the way it is, and I kind of like to keep it that way.